was kind of fun. Had some different activities for the students. I think we gave away some Apple Watches and some TVs, and then I don't know if we got anybody hurt. One guy limped off at the end there, but they had a little fun. The winning team got a nice meal buffet there, and the losing team's got a loaf of bread and some Spam. So that's why the winning team was jumping up and down. But it was a good day.
Feeling better about this one than the showcase?
Yeah, the showcase just was kind of like, I don't think our guys were into it as much, and it wasn't a true game. This was closer to a game format. Other than the quarterbacks in red, we wanted it to be that way. So I think the guys like it. I didn't think we had enough guys to do it this way, but we just barely got through it. And I think in the future we'll continue to do this, and hopefully it'll grow.
Who came up? We hadn't seen this kind of format with the 12 running quarters and all that. Who came up with that?
Well, I was going to try to get about 60 plays, and I thought the running quarters with 12 minutes and then stop it toward the end of each half would help. And we got more plays in than I thought we would. I was hoping it would come down to the end, though. There's a little bit of an upset. There was a lot of trash talking with the guest coaches throughout the day, and somebody else some big dinners. So the draft, and from the time they drafted to today, there was a lot of trash talking, but there's some guys that are being quiet right now. I'm talking about on the staff. So it was good.
What did Khalil Tate show you tonight and throughout this spring camp?
Well, he actually probably practiced better tonight than he had practiced in some of the other spring practices we had. So he showed some good things. He's a talented guy. Still got a ways to go. But he's got a chance to compete. I think tonight showed the people that were here that he's got some skills, and I'm excited to work with him. And Brandon didn't have his best practice, but it's harder too when you got a mixed lineup and all that. But there's going to be some open competition on all the positions. I think as of today, there's 43 or 44 new players joining the squad in June. So it's going to be a very competitive August.
So how do you characterize the progress the quarterbacks made in the spring?
I think it was steady throughout. I think from this last practice to the beginning, we found out what they're good at and what they need to work on. But it's going to be an important summer. I don't think our summers, the last few summers, they've been as aggressive working on their skills and their game as they need to be. And frankly, when I sit down and talk with them in a week, that's going to be my conversation. That I know those guys love football, but they got to love the grind of getting ready in the summer on their own, and I think they'll do that.
It seemed like both quarterbacks were checking the ball down to the running backs. Is that something you want them to do a little bit more if it's there? Or
yeah, we probably could do it. We probably could do it a little quicker too. I think there were times we checked it down and it was good, but we probably can do that a little bit quicker. And we didn't run a lot of different route packages. We're still sorting out what they do well at. But there's no question of the strengths of some of the quarterbacks we got is the run. And they're limited when you put them in a red jersey, but we're still going to run them. We're going to play with 11, but we got to get better throwing the football. And I think with the newcomers that we have at wideout and the skill position, that'll help.
Where have you been hiding Matt Aragon for the last couple of years?
Oh, Matt's he's been a good athlete, and he came to me about 2 weeks ago and said, Coach, I just feel like I'm working too hard just to punt a couple times at the beginning of practice, and he said, I still want to compete in that, but I want to play some wideout. And he was a good athlete. I said, oh, absolutely. So I think he's got a chance. He's a big physical guy. He's a really good athlete, and he's certainly got the size you want. So I'm glad he made that wise choice. These guys are smarter than me anyway, so it's good.
What's your typical reaction when a punter comes to you and says, yeah, let me play a position?
Most of the time I tell them to look at the playbook, which has 2 pages. 1, make the kick, 2, period. And so I guess they studied the playbook, and after 5 minutes they were ready for the next phase. So, but Jake Gladding's next because he played quarterback. He'll probably now if Booger, well, we call him Booger. Josh Pollock wants to play something else. That's where I draw the line. That's it.
When did you decide to make this a live tackling scrimmage, or was that kind of the plan all along?
I decided really 2 weeks ago when we were going to do it. I said, listen, the intensity's only good when you can go live, and we've had obviously some live periods, but. If you're going to put something at stake like a Spam meal compared to a full buffet, you got to go live.
Good to see kind of Nick out there, Nick Wilson being one of the guys.
Yeah, he's. I don't think he's 100% fully, but and JJ only played a handful of plays, but we know what Nick can do. He hadn't got hit a whole lot, so he got the ball raked out of him, which he normally wouldn't let happen, but he'll be okay.
over the course of spring, did your confidence level in the defense change at all?
It's gotten better. I think there's still, a lot of help that's going to come in the summer. But I think as far as trying to find our identity and who we are defensively, took a step forward this spring.
Okay, how do you?
Just
what do you think about that
playing
identity?
more guys and not playing passively. Having more confidence in what they're doing and how they're doing it.
Jarvis looked like a guy who was confident out there defensively.
Yeah, he had a big hit. I don't know if he got run by or not, but Jarvis has never been shy about hitting. I just worry about somebody running by him once in a while. But he's had a pretty solid spring. We're going to have some competition in the back end.
Who was calling the plays during the scrimmage?
Well, I was calling most of the offense and then the coaches, but we had some off-field guys as staff guys as the head coaches of each unit, and they were calling. I know the blue team used like 8 timeouts. I don't know where they came from with that. And there were some questions. And then the big fella Dusty was backed up at his own 25-yard line on 4th down and wanted to go for it. So, you could tell it wasn't real game situations when you want to go for it back there. But they had a good time with it.
What is the biggest unanswered question in your mind about this team as you head into the offseason?
Well, we just got so many unknown guys that I think have the talent and they're going to be good enough to win with, but until they do it in a game, you don't really know. And plus, we're going to have some ramped up competition starting in August. I feel good about their attitude. I think we've got a bunch of guys that love football, and there's no question we'll be better.
Important recruiting weekend for you guys.
This was